Hello, Resilience Champions. You are so welcome to today's live stream. For all my subscribers, I thank you. We have hit 300. To today's live stream. For all my subscribers, we have hit 300, and I don't take you for granted. I appreciate you. I thank you for everything that we are doing together and for everything that we are building together. So today's topic, we are working on ourselves. The focus is to work on yourself. And today's topic, I thought about bringing it back. Focus on yourself, get back your power, and become unstoppable. Because when you fix your focus, that's where your energy goes. And where your energy goes, that is what grows. So you need to fix your focus on yourself to get back your power, and that energy will make you to grow. So I'm going to share a few lessons from my personal experience today, and I hope that will help you too. The first thing I learned on my personal development journey was that mindset is everything. And you will ask, what is personal development? Personal development is simply self improvement. Hi, Esther, you are welcome. Thank you for stopping by, and I am grateful. Today, we are talking about where to fix your focus. And we are saying that you have to focus on yourself to get back your power and do you and become unstoppable. And so I was sharing the first thing that I learned when I started my personal development journey was mindset is everything. Your mindset, it has to start with the mind. And so when you learn how your mind works and when you know how it works, you can control it. And once you can control it, you can let it focus on where you want your energy to go. And so I am doing fine and I'm really happy that you are here. Yes, mindset is very important, and personal development is the center, is the foundation of everything that we want to become. Because when you develop yourself, that is when you have the focus and the willingness and the power to get into your goals, to get into your informed actions that will help you to get your goals. Yes, mindset is everything, and we have to be intentional. Absolutely, nothing happens for, like they say, rien ne se passe au hasard. Nothing happens by chance. Everything that happens is our actions, is where what we are doing. And so when I started my personal development journey, the first thing that I learned was that mindset is everything. Because once you can control your mind, you can control where you want it to focus. And like they say, the second thing, self awareness. When you know yourself, like they say, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So, self knowledge helps you to build a solid foundation where to continue your journey. And the good thing about life is everything can be learned. And so when you focus your mind to learn anything, you focus your energy, and it will help you to grow and to know exactly what is the next best step for you. So it is like Esther says, it has to be intentional because you are the one who has to train your mind to get focused on what you want. Hi, boss. Good morning. I am blessed to have you. Thank you for coming and for leaving all your busy schedule to be here. So, on today's live stream, we want to focus on the focus is where to fix your focus. And I want to discuss on focus on yourself to get back your power and become unstoppable. Because when you focus on yourself, you are putting your energy on the things that are in your sphere of control, that the things that you can influence. And where you focus your energy, that is where growth comes. So I was sharing that when I started my personal development journey, the first thing that I learned was that mindset was everything. If you learn how your mind works, when you know how your mind works, you can control it. And once you can control it, you can let it focus on anything that you want. So I welcome everybody. Yep. Focus on yourself to get back your power. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, blind guy, I am and his wife. You're welcome to the live stream. And I am really so blessed every time I have people in the stream. And those who are going to do the watch the replay, I also am grateful to you. So we're saying that you have to train your mind to get focused. And once you do that, you will become unstoppable because you are focusing and you are taking action that is directed to a specific plan, to a specific goal, and your action is not dispersed. Like they say, where you focus your energy, that is where you get growth. So when they talk about mindset being capital, it has three things. One, we have a lot of limiting beliefs most of the time that we put on ourselves. And so when you have to change from what you are to get better results, you have to start by removing those limiting beliefs in your mind. So you change your mindset by unlearning the limiting beliefs that are in your mind. And that gives you space to learn the new things that you need to grow. And which, thirdly, you relearn the things that can help you to grow. Yes, good to see you. Blind guy, his wife, they say, I am working on focus all the time to improve what I produce. Absolutely. Good words, good works, good children. Absolutely. That is the what we are saying. You have to focus to get the results that you want. If you are not focused, you will disperse your energy on things that do not serve you. And all the time that you are wasting, you are not going to get your results. You are not going to improve on yourself. And you are not going to become your better version. And so, focus is so, so important. My coach says focus means follow one commitment until successful. He uses focus as an acronym. Follow one commitment until successful. And I would say, I will add to that, that focus on self-improvement until you get back your power, and then you become unstoppable by using that power to build on things that make you grow. And so when we talk about focus, sometimes people think that they can multitask or that they can do many things at a time. And they will tell you, I am good at multitasking. That is really something that really does not give you the exact results that you want, because either you have good results in one thing, or the other thing you will not have the results that you desire. And that is the reason why each time you have to be focused on one thing, and then you finish it and go to the next. Sometimes you can't but do multitasking, but know that when you multitask, most of the time you don't get the best results that you would have had. And so focus is capital. I want to welcome everybody who is coming, and I want to thank you all. Today's topic: focus on yourself and get back your power. And why do they say when you focus on yourself, you get back your power? Because when you are focused on yourself, you direct your energy to the things that serve you. It means you have control of your life. You don't care what people are saying. You don't care what people will think. What you care about is what do I want to achieve and how do I go about it. And you focus your energy on self improvement, on self growth, on empowering yourself to become your best version. And so, focus is of primary importance in everything we do, but especially before you get every growth, you have to grow. When you grow and you invest in yourself, that is the beginning and that is the foundation, because you have to stand on solid foundation to be able to do all the things that you set out to do, or to be able to achieve all the goals that you set out to achieve. So I want to welcome everyone on the in the chat: Lady Posh, Estelle TV, Getting It Right with Olivia, Boss Mama, Anit, Anita, Odoms, Boss Online, Blind Guy, his wife, Esteri, the bot files, and I'm sorry if I missed anyone in the chat. I am so grateful that you all are here and sharing this topic I like that. How are you going to be unstoppable in the next 30 days? I am focused on my nutrition coaching to be unstoppable. Absolutely. I I had to I had to learn how to focus on one thing at a time, because before before I started my personal development journey, I used to embrace so many things at a time, and then I will get overwhelmed. And when I am overwhelmed, I just give up on myself. And then at the end of the day, nothing is done. And that is why when I learned the importance of focus, like they will say, focus is power. When you are focused, you get back your power, and then you put it in the things that you want to achieve, and that is how you get success. And so when they talk about focus, it doesn't mean you don't have to have a lot of activities. It just means that you should do one thing at a time. Thank you for the share, Lady Posh. And cook evening food for the family, but I'm here. That's fine. I am glad that you are here and that you are listening and that you can chip in from time to time. And so, when you think about what am I going to achieve, and then you make a plan, how am I going to achieve it? You don't embrace the whole goal at the same time. You go bite-sized activities. You take step by step. And another thing that I learned is that you have to always trust where you are in life. You are exactly where you are supposed to be at every point in your life. The only difference is be conscious. Be conscious of where you are in your life. Always be conscious of where you are in life, and that is what is going to help you. Because when you are conscious of where you are in life, you take stock and you ask yourself, is this where I want to be? Is this what I want to be? Is this all I can be? And so you have to be focused. Sometimes we have family, we have a lot of things that we can be doing at the same time, and then we disperse our energy. And then at the end of the day, like they say, if you want to serve everybody, you end up serving nobody. And that is why you always start by telling yourself, I can do this. But you set your time, and then you set limits on the things that are distracting you, and then You really clearly identify the goal that you want to achieve at each moment, and then ask yourself, what am I willing to do to get these goals? What am I willing to do? Because everything is sacrifice. You have to sacrifice one thing to get the other. And that is why planning is important, because you look for the things that are more important. And like my coach will always say, focus on your win. And win for him is an acronym of what's important now. Focus for him is follow one commitment until successful. And so when you are following one commitment, you also have to ask yourself, what is important now? Because there are always so many things that you have to do at the same time. You cannot embrace all of them. If not, you will become overwhelmed. And then at the end of the day, you will give up on yourself because you think that you are not a success. Just meanwhile, you just have to focus on one thing after another. And that's why they say step by step and slow and steady wins the race. Thank you so much, Super Chat. I am grateful that you are here today, and we are focusing. Today, we are talking about how to fix your focus. And we have identified that when you focus on yourself, you get back your power and you become unstoppable. So, the first thing that I learned when I started my personal development journey, thank you so much for the share. When I started my personal development journey, the first thing that I learned was the power of mindset. Mindset is everything. And I learned that when you know how the mind works, when you know how your mind works, you can control it. And at that moment, you can also control and focus it on the things that you want to achieve. And then the second thing I learned in my personal development journey was that knowing yourself was the beginning of all wisdom. So self awareness is really, really important. And when you know yourself, hi Nikki, you're welcome. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing. I'm going to also leave the link in the chat for anybody who wants to come and share. You're very welcome. And so when you have your focus and you really are like, this is what I want to achieve before the end of this year, which means you put a time limit. Like they always say, when you are setting your goals, they have to be smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. And so when you set your focus, that is where your power goes, and that is where your energy goes. And where energy goes, that is where success comes. So when you focus on yourself, the first thing that I learned about building myself, taking responsibility. I had to learn that before I really know how to focus on myself and get back my power, I had to take responsibility of my life, because it is all about you, and you are not going to build on sinking sand. You want to build on a solid foundation. And so you start by taking responsibility. Take responsibility for your life. Own your challenges. That's another thing that I learned. When you own your challenges, you now learn to look at the lessons. Look at the lessons from every challenge that you have. And so when you look at life from that perspective of owning your challenges, taking your responsibility, and focusing on yourself, you become a better person, and then you know how now that you are building on a solid foundation. And so when you focus on yourself, like me, when I started focusing on myself, I stopped thinking about what other people were saying or what people would think, which is also one of the things that really stops us from really blossoming, because we have a lot of talents. Sometimes we have a lot of ideas, but we fear, what will people say? What will people think? Or what if I don't succeed in what I want to do? And then you spend most of the time worried about things that are not within your sphere of control. What people think is not your business, because you can't control what people think. But you can focus on yourself and control what you think and what you put your energy to, and control your actions. What actions do I want to take? What am I willing how far am I willing to go? Am I willing to go out of my comfort zone? Like they always tell us, the best successful things are out of our comfort zone. So sometimes be prepared to go out of your comfort zone, to know yourself and to learn the new things that are going to help you. So when you think about self improvement, know that it is a lifelong journey. So what does that mean? It means at every moment you might get stuck, you might get failure, you might get challenges, but always bear in mind that you are a work in progress, and that you are on a journey, and that the journey is not one smooth sail, because life is like the waves. Sometimes it's high waves, sometimes it's low waves, but we have to navigate them. We have to navigate the waves. And so you focus on, how can I navigate this present moment? How can I navigate this present moment? And that is how you can focus your energy and find real time solutions for the things that will serve you. What can I focus on now, and how do I improve myself? One thing about focusing on yourself, you will quickly learn that your competition, you are not competing with anybody. You are always competing with yourself, because every new day you want to be a better person than you were the day before. And so when you focus on yourself, there are things in your life that you might want to change. You change yourself, and then change the way you do things, change the way you look at things. So it's not about you trying to change somebody, it's about you changing yourself and making informed decisions and taking informed actions. I want to acknowledge the real deal with Shonda. I want to acknowledge Wanda, Odoms, Tubachat, and everyone in the chat. I want to acknowledge the presence of Charlene and all of you in the chat supporting. Yes, Nikki and Odom, I believe everything that we are experiencing today prepares us for what lies ahead, building muscles. I I really so like this, because when I started with my first coach, the one thing that he asked me was, what is your one word that defines you? I also want you to think about it. If you have not thought about it, for everybody in the chat and those of you who are watching the replay, if you have not thought about what is the one word that defines you, my one word that defines me is resilience. Resilience for me, because I realized that throughout my life, I always was more productive when I was more challenged. So the more I was challenged, the more I would dig deep to find answers. And that's how I also came to understand the meaning of everything, every answer is within us. So when they say every answer is within us, what does that say? In every challenge, we flex our muscles and we will find the answers. And so those are the things that help you to know that when you focus on yourself, you will see life in a different way, because you are thinking of how to improve yourself every new day. And you also learn that everything you need to improve yourself is mostly inside. It's true that once in a while you will need help, but you can go as far as possible before finding help on how to take you further. And so you focus on getting back your power, and then you find the people that can take you further. You find the people that can take you further because you want to become unstoppable, because you are capable of becoming unstoppable, because you have a lot of hidden talents. But if you don't focus on knowing yourself, it's difficult to unlock all those potentials. So, focus is something that you have to practice intentionally. Boss Life says, my word is I am worthy of everything God has for me. This keeps me focused. Absolutely, that's a good one. Okay, coach, thank you very much. And I thank you for stopping by and for sharing, and have a blessed day. Yes, God has given us a lot of talents. We have to accept that we are worthy of those talents, and then we can grow, we can use them. Okay, this is interesting. Infinite Wellness says their one word is love. Love is a love is just like the foundation of all the words. And so it's a very really simple exercise, but once you make that effort to find out the one word that defines you, it makes your focus easier, because you know that that is your strength, and then you use it, you optimize it to get the things that you want. And then you can, the things that you are not strong at, you can find help, and it is okay to find help. I'm really liking this. Please, everybody in the chat, can you just tell me your one word? I love these one words. Your I am. Okay. Love. Mine is resilience. Please share your one word in the chat. Let's see how it goes. Because these are so important things that make you know who you are. And self-awareness, we always say self-awareness is the best foundation you can have, because when you know yourself, you will not be blown away by what people think or what people say or what society expects, or you will not be running and following people to prove something to them. You know yourself, you give yourself value, and so whatever people are saying, you believe in yourself. Nikki says, what I've learned about myself is when life throws me a hard blow, I release it through tears. I dig down deep, stand up strong, and ready to fight and defend. Absolutely, Nikki. I love that, because sometimes we think that when we shed tears, when we cry, it's a sign of weakness. Crying is a sign of strength. I can tell you, when you cry, it's a sign of taking back your power, because you are releasing the negative energy in you. You are releasing the pain. you are releasing the hurt, and what remains? Strength. So, one of the best ways of getting back your power, release those tears. And like when we were growing, we used to hear every time they say, boys don't cry. No, boys should cry, girls should cry, women should cry, men should cry. Everybody should cry when it is necessary, because it is a big way of taking back your power. Once you cry, you release the tears, you release the pain, you release the hurt, you release all those things that are challenging you, and what remains? Positive energy. What remains is strength. So crying is a big way of releasing it. So, okay, thank you very much. Odom says, my one word is passionate. Wow, this is beautiful. And that, when you realize that everything that you think about your one word is what really defines you. And so Odom is passionate in the way he does his things. I am really liking this conversation. And please, even those who are going to watch the replay, find your one word and see how it defines the way you do things and the way you look at life. And you will be mind blown. Blind guy, his wife, their one word, resourceful. And you can see it in the way they do their things, in the way they carry out their activities. Go to Blind Guy and his wife's channel, you will see the resourcefulness. The thing is, I am laughing because most of the time we do the things and that embody our one word without finding the one word. And once you find that word, you will realize automatically that this is exactly the way you are without even thinking about it. And Wanda says her one word is kind. Oh my goodness, this is so juicy. I really love this conversation. It is so beautiful to know your one word. My one word, resilience. And that's why I always call you resilience champions. Because, like they say, I have fallen more than 1,000 times, and I have picked myself up more than 1,001 times. So I have picked myself up more times than I have fallen. Odom says, as men, we are raised not to cry. And they tell you it's a sign of weakness. And today we are saying that is a limiting belief. Unlearn it. Unlearn it. Men have emotions. Boys have emotions. Everybody has emotions. And once I learned the power of tears, I use it every time. Sometimes that is the only solution that you need. Cry. And you would, after crying, your head is clear. That's right, Nikki. Cleansing tears. It's so important. Hi, Black Ones, my brother, you are welcome. You are welcome. We are talking today about focusing on yourself to get back your power and become unstoppable. And we were on everybody giving their one word. What is the one word, my brother Black Guns, that describes you? What is your one word that describes the way you do your things? I am so liking this conversation. Just think about it. Absolutely. Think about it and really ask yourself, what is my one word? Deji, it's true. I know it's not that easy for men. I know that it's not easy. And that is why we say your focus is on yourself. Your competition is with you. You are not looking at what people would think or what people will say. I know that we live in a society. We don't live in isolation. We live in a society. And so the norms in the society, they govern the way we do things. But we have to find those things that help us to grow. And we are saying today that one of the things that help you to grow is to cry when it is necessary, because crying is cleansing. Crying helps you to get back your power. When you cry, you are releasing that negative energy. You are releasing those problems. You are releasing the hurt. And most often, when you finish crying, you feel relieved. Try it and you will tell me. So, whether you are a man, a boy, a woman, or a girl, crying is absolutely necessary. And most of the time, also, you are with a friend who has a problem, or with your spouse, and you say, please don't cry. No, let them cry. When somebody is crying near you, give them a paper towel, give them something to wipe their tears. Don't stop them, let them cry, because it is really, really, really a therapy. Blind guy says, crying makes me so sleepy. Wow. We are learning every day. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Wanda. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button. And thank you for all the likes and all the shares. I greatly appreciate you all. I remember being told before, feeling that birth, I better not cry. Yes, I also heard my parents telling my brothers and even my uncles. I heard that, and like in Africa, it's very very common. But we are learning every day, and that's why we say we unlearn the things that are limiting us, and then we learn new habits that are empowering us. And life is a journey of learning, and we learn every day. Yes, aesthetic crying is truly relieving. I have tasted it. I know a lot of people who have tried it, and they tell you it is a therapy. It helps them. Absolutely. It doesn't mean that you are weak. It means you have a better way of taking back your power. Somebody said I read in a document that when you cry and release those pains, you save yourself from a lot of all those medications that you will take for depression and all of that, and the thing still remains in you. Meanwhile, when you cry, you remove it. Those tears are cleansing tears. They remove your pain, they remove the things that are really holding you down, or the things that are challenging you. And once you finish crying, you have a new outlook of that situation that made you cry. And so crying is very important. Kayode says, my one word is optimism. That is a beautiful word. And I love it because when you are an optimistic person, you never give up on yourself. You never give up on your dreams. No matter how challenged you are at every moment, you are focusing on a beautiful finish. And so keep it. So Black Gun said, I agree, Adams. Like most, I have been through a lot in my life, and I really cried. But when my oldest daughter passed, I cried. I wailed like I never cried before, and it was actually healing. Wow. My dear brother, accept my condolences for your daughter. Like they always say, sometimes, or like in life, we are used to losing our parents, and then they will call you are an orphan, or you lose your husband or your wife and you're a widow or a widower, and they say there is no name for a person who has lost their child. I know how it is. I lost two brothers, and I know what happened with my mother. We felt it, but I saw my mother was completely broken. So I know how it is, because I have also experienced it. Even if I don't have children, I lost brothers. I saw my mother. She was broken, and we had to really go a long way to bring. And I'm really happy. that when you cried, it was actually healing. And I will tell you that even now, anytime you think about her or anything, cry. Because every time you cry, you are removing that negative energy, and then you are building yourself. You are getting back your power. Because what happens when you remove the negative energy? What happens? You bring back positive energy. And so, my dear brother, take heart. We are all going to go one day. Some will go sooner than others. It is never easy. It is something that we will live with. And so, my condolences. Blind guy says, ha ha ha, yes, tearfully and wonderfully bold. Yes, Nikki, that's really true. Hi, my brother Ben. I hope you're doing fine. How is Brazil today? Today's topic: focus on yourself, get back your power, and become unstoppable. And we were doing an exercise. What is the one word that describes you? If you scroll through the chat, you will see the different words that people gave. And I said my one word is resilience. What is the one word that you live by that defines the way you do everything? Yeah, everybody giving their condolences to to my brother Black Guns. And Ben says, I haven't cried in a while. It's not that I don't want to, I just don't think there is something that has made me cry. Good for you. But if it becomes necessary, don't hold back. Cry. It is very, very necessary because it helps you to liberate. I really thank everybody in the chat who is giving their condolences to our brother. It's not easy. Like I say, there's when you lose your parents, they call you an orphan. When you lose a spouse, they call you a widow or a widower. But there's no word that describes some parents that have lost their child. So thank you for the kind words, and thank you for supporting each other. This is what we are, building each other up, standing by each other and helping each other. Because sometimes just the word sorry or take heart gives us the energy that we want. Those healing tears, yes, absolutely. And it's so important also. Thank you, blind guy. When you share your story, when you share those things, it is so helpful. Because so like, at first I used to not share my things because I had the experience of sharing things with people who will use them against me and mock me. And so I became keeping things to myself. It didn't help. It didn't help. And that is how I started writing down. Most of the time when I got hurt or when I got challenged, I would write it down and burn it and throw it away, like my way of liberating myself. But when you can talk about it, it is very, very important to share your pains, to share your struggles, to share your challenges, because there's always one person out there who can give you a calm word that will make you really like, okay, I am not alone. Other people have experienced it, other people are sharing my pain. And so thank you so much, everyone, for sharing love and for sharing your life. I really like these communities because when we go and we share, we don't know how much it means when you can share with people who truly understand what you're going through. You share, and then that is another way of getting back your power, because that thing no longer controls you. That thing no longer makes you hurt. That thing no longer, you can't forget altogether. It will be there, but you have a new way of looking at it. And so Black Guns is thanking everyone. I join him to thank you all. It is really, really so important to have a support system where we can support each other and just share love. So I really, really am happy that this came up. and that we can really tell you, we give you, we are all sending you virtual hugs. We learn how to send virtual hugs during COVID and lockdown. Virtual hugs are really like we were there with you. So we completely are there with you, Black Guns, and we share in your pain. Ben says, last time was probably when I said goodbye to all my family and friends in Scotland at the airport before I moved away to Brazil. Either that or the Selena movie, because that is a sad movie like Aha. I know what it means to say goodbye to your family. I have relocated many times to many places, and so I really understand what it means to say goodbye. It's also, it really helps you when you say goodbye and you cry. Nikki says, I lost my mother this year in March. Wow, Nikki, I'm really accept my condolences. Yes, she says, I have never been broken in this way before, still walking through the hurt and pain. It is something that is continuous. It's not going to go away immediately, but you are going to find new ways of living without her, with by keeping those beautiful memories of her. And I'll tell Black Guns the same thing. Remember the beautiful memories you had with your daughter. And so, Nikki, remember the beautiful moments you had with your mom, and keep that image, and not the image of her dying days. Keep the image of the beautiful moments that you had. I'm so really thankful for this forum where we can really just share and just be us, and just focus on what will liberate us, and what will give back our power, and what will make us to become better people. Everybody saying condolences to Nikki and to Blackburn. We've all lost people at one time or the other. And yes, it is not an easy thing. It is never easy. Hey, my sister, you are welcome. I hope you're doing fine today. We were talking about how to focus on yourself and how to get back your power, and which will help you to become unstoppable. And we have some amazing brothers and sisters in the chat who are sharing their loss, their grief, their journey. And we were talking about what is your one word? Learning to grow my own. What is your one word? What is the one word that you live by that defines everything that you do? And then, what is your one word? Cooking with Kiki, what is your one word? You are welcome. And Nikki's thankful to everyone. Yes, we are all together. We are all going to die one day or the other. Some people go before, some go earlier. It's something that is not easy to accept, but it's a fact. So we learn to live by it. And my way, I told you, I lost two brothers, one older brother and one younger brother. And the way I live by is always to keep the beautiful memories of them. I always keep the beautiful memories of them, and that has stuck with me. Each time I think about them, I remember the beautiful things that we did together, the beautiful time that we spent together, and that releases the pain that I have. But it is something that we're going to live with. It's not something that will just go away in one day. It is part of life, and so we will learn. I'm sharing how I handled mine. I remember the beautiful memories that we shared together. I remember the beautiful things that we shared together. And that's the memory I want to keep of them. And that is how it helps me to reduce the pain that I have for their loss. But I always will tell someone, remember just the beautiful moments. Remember the beautiful things, especially if you lose someone who was sick, and those last days, they are not always the best. It's not easy, but you can remove that memory and replace it with the memory of when the person was well, when they were buoyant, when they were doing the things that they like doing. And for me, in addition, I love music, and I love especially the gospel music, reggae music, because those are music that give you messages. They say in my village, when you are hurting and you listen to music, you follow the lyrics. Those lyrics really help you. And they say when you are not hurting and you're just listening to music, you're just following the rhythm and you nodding your head. But when you want to really follow the lyrics and heal, find some good gospel music, find some good reggae music. They have a lot of messages that will help you. I have used it all. I use music all the time. I use music all the time, and it is always very, very helpful. And cooking with Keke is asking if everyone is. She's praying for everyone, and I really want to come back to the power of prayer. For people who pray, there are some people who don't pray. They would say they meditate. I don't do meditation because I do a lot of praying, and I pray like I was meditating. So I don't call it meditation. Maybe that's my own way of, but I call it my prayer is really like deep. I really rely on prayer for everything. I rely on prayer for everything I do, and prayer really helps. So, for the people who pray, who believe in God, or who believe in a supreme being, prayer is also a very, very useful way, an important way to relieve the pain. So, for Christians, when we are talking about losing someone, we always focus on the life, a better life hereafter. And we pray for the peaceful repose of their souls and that they are living in a better place. So if you are a praying person, prayer is really also very important. It really helps. So for the people who are coming now, you are welcome. You are very welcome to this live stream where we are talking about how to fix your focus and how to focus on yourself to get back your power and become unstoppable. And we were saying that when you focus on yourself, it's easier for you to do your things because you are focused on the things that you can control, and it helps you better because your energy goes where your focus is. So when you focus on yourself, your energy goes where your focus is, and where energy goes, success follows. I live with gratitude, always thankful and seeing the good out of every situation. God is in control. Yes, sacrifice food. Absolutely. When you are a grateful person, you see things even when they are challenging. You have a different way of looking at life, and it's always helpful because you don't look at life like it's the end today. You look at life like it's a journey, and that this is supreme person that is in control, but you are putting the work because God is going to bless what you have given him to bless. Give God something to bless. He has given you the gifts. Use them and ask him, this is what I have done with the gifts. Bless me more, Lord. And so gratitude is a way of life that will help you to grow. Ben says, yes, music helps a lot, especially helps you when you are missing home. And I really hope those that have passed on are eternally happy. That is, we live by faith and by hope because there are things that we don't know and that we don't see. But when you believe in God, I believe in God, I am a practicing Christian. People don't believe, some people don't believe that is their life, because we all have choices. We make our choices and we live by them. But I believe in God. I believe in a happy life after, and that is why we pray for those, for the repose of the souls of those who have passed. I believe that they are in a better place. Absolutely. And one thing about music that I would like to share with you, I made a short on the power of music. When am hurting, I listen to the same music in different languages, and it's so healing. But also, don't say you don't understand the language. I have listened to music in languages that I don't understand, but the rhythm and the tone will set you in a place of understanding. And that's why you see most people, even when they are listening to instrumentals without any words, they understand the music has a deep meaning for them. And so when you are listening to music for healing, you can listen, you can listen to music. Sometimes if you have the same music in different languages, it really helps, because you are getting the message like in three different times. For example, if you listen to music in three different languages, it's like the message is coming to you in three different ways. And so it is even more helpful. But I will also tell you that sometimes even the instrumentals, they give their own message. And even when you don't understand the language, I love Swahili music. I don't understand what they're saying, but the rhythm has a way of just making you blend with the music and just go with the flow. So music is really, really important for people who are not used to try it, especially when you are hurting. You are really going to be surprised how it will help you. Okay, you're welcome. So when you use music for healing, use music for learning. In Africa, since most of the time, before now, when we education has become very common. Oh, we have a guest.
Hello.
Ta-da! Is here. It's always a pleasure to have you. Before I give you the microphone, let me welcome my cousin, David Corey. He's my favorite cousin. You are welcome, David. I hope you're having a beautiful Wednesday. Laquita, it's always a pleasure to have you. I see you're driving out. I hope you're having a good time. And I know that when you are there, there's action. There is some creative thing, because you are always so resourceful. So spill it, girl.
So yes, hello, hello. I hope you can hear and see me okay because
Yes,
this
it's raining
sun.
where you are.
No, no, no. It's the sun. It was just coming in the
Okay,
window.
the
The
reflex of the
direction.
sun. Okay, okay.
Yes, it was the sun rays. Now, right now, we are. It's clear and sunny. Yesterday was rainy, but today is
How
a
lucky!
beautiful day.
How lucky!
Yes. Can you hear me okay? How's everything?
Everything, yes, you're perfect. So, what's your take?
Well,
Focus on yourself, get back your power, and become unstoppable. What do you think about fixing your focus?
yes, mommy. Thank you for having me. So I will tell you. I called in because we were talking about our focus and how we can become unstoppable, and then a lot of people were discussing the losses that they've experienced. Like Black Guns and Gardens and his oldest daughter, or Nikki and her mother, and you know this year in April, I was going through a very tough time. right? There were some things going on, and it was really wearing on me. And then I found out that one of my nephews, lost his child, his 4-year-old child. Now I have a big family. I have 8 brothers and sisters. So one of my oldest brothers, his son is, I don't know, in his 20s, and it's not his, hello, David Corey. And so it's not his first child, but no, it doesn't matter, right? It's a
Yeah.
4-month old. And it's interesting how, that helped me to snap back into life. Like, wait a minute, let me focus, let me refocus. You know, whatever I'm going through, it's not that serious. It was not that terrible. It was bad. It was, it affected me. But meanwhile, it was like, wow, when a lot of life is perspective, how we see things. And so I'm just saying this to say that we can always change our focus, because all of this that you're saying today is really about mindset and how we think of things, how we look at things. And, you know, I said, wow, I have not lost a life, even though my situation was bad. It was, messed up for a lot of different reasons, but I still had life. I could still make a difference. And I could also look at that situation differently, the situation that was affecting me personally. Whereas, when you lose a person, your perspective is, I mean, no matter where your perspective, they are no longer here, and you do still have to go through all the necessary things, end of life planning, cleaning out belongings, letting people know, all of those really tough things. Whereas most of what we go through, we don't have to do those things, right? We don't have to do any of that. It's so easy for us to really say, like you said earlier, prayer or meditate or seek counsel from someone else to find out how to manage that thing. But we don't have to necessarily, all of those things will help us to change our focus. We don't necessarily have to clean out any excessive baggage when we're adjusting our mindset. We can do it quite quickly. Whether or not we clean out the baggage, we can still move in a different direction. And so that's one of the reasons why I really like this topic, where you're saying, what makes us unstoppable? How can we become unstoppable? Because we really have the power. It's in us. There's so much that we can do out here. I'm sorry.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
talking
It's
and
okay.
talking.
No, you have to also be focused on the road. Put your focus on the road too.
Wait. Let me say something about the road, okay? One of my favorite things to do is to drive, and I have very, very, very good vision, so I can see distance or I can see up close. I use my vision very well because I'm super nosy, right? So, and one thing I don't like is dead people. I mean, dead people that are dead, like gone, and no longer in this world on this earth. So I try to drive safely, but I also don't like dead people in life. People that are not unstoppable, people that have already stopped. I can't do it. Those people that have given up, I work with them. I try to motivate them, but yeah, so I'm safe on the road, and I try to be progressive and productive in life.
Absolutely. I'm always so happy when you come up because you throw the nuggets.
Oh,
What
thank you.
what did she say? The living dead, those who are that's even worse than people who are dead and gone. You are alive, but you are dead to your dreams. You are dead to yourself. You are just there, not really using yourself, not picking yourself up because everybody has had a challenge. Everybody has fallen. But what did people do? They trust their get up. They have fallen 9 times, they have got up 10 times. So everybody has fallen. If you fail at one thing, that is not the end of life. Pick yourself up. Pick yourself up. And this really, because when she says what really she doesn't like is the living dead, You can't believe how deep that is. Is you are just there. Yes, Nikki, just wasting your life away. And that is really the worst thing that can happen to you when you are a living dead. You are worse than the person who is dead and gone. So, how do we really bring back our, reinvent ourselves, let me call it? And that is what I always say. It is always possible. It is always possible. We are a work in progress. No matter how many times you have failed, pick yourself up, look for the lessons, and build back better. There's nobody who has not fallen, who has not had challenges. And if you want to know, like to be reminded, people who have succeeded have had the greatest falls. But what did they do? They picked themselves up and they focused on their end goal because they wanted to succeed. And so they know that even if I fall, this is not the end of the road for me. I have to keep going. I have to find new ways of doing the things. I have to learn how to do it another way. Remember Thomas Edison, when he failed in inventing his light bulb, what did he say? I didn't fail. I just found 1,000 ways that don't work. But he was focused on making it work. And so when we fail, sometimes you think that you have ended. It's really difficult being a living dead. Just giving up on yourself is just the worst thing that can happen to you, because you, like they say, the graveyard is the richest place, with all the people who have gone back with all the potentials. And you said another thing, you said so many golden nuggets. Another thing that, like, that I'll take home is, where there is life, there is hope. Because you are thinking about those who are dead and gone, and then you quickly refocus on you who is still alive. And I am really happy when you said you can always refocus. And what is failure? Failure is the universe telling you sometimes that is not the right way to go. Turn your steering, look left or look right or look ahead of you. So that's why you have to live intentionally. You just don't exist every day in the morning, you get up. No, life has to be intentional. You have to be focused on improving yourself. And I'm really, really like, when you say where there is life, so long as you get up every day, there is hope for progress. If you are willing to put in the work, if you are willing to do it, when you are willing to do it, you do what you can do to where you can get, and then you find help with the things that you cannot do.
Mommy, I'd like to add something there because you're saying, when as long as there's life in us, right? That's the part that's the part that I find so interesting. I don't know if people realize when they say, like you're saying, okay, focus. How can we change our mindset? And like the everyday life of an OCD, as Chick is saying, around the holidays, we have so many people. Like personally, I celebrate the holidays, right? But I don't. So we have so many people around the holidays. They just go through the motions because they're like, oh, it's the holidays. I have to do this. Excuse me. I have to do that. Really affects them so that, excuse me.
You're welcome. Absolutely. Really.
Sorry, my apologies.
Okay, you're good?
I didn't.
No, it's okay.
Yes, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. And I'm at a stop sign, so I could just hang up because I have to put it on do not disturb. I always forget when I come on the phone. if I put it on do not disturb.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is though, around these holidays and everything, people don't realize what they're saying. They think they're living. They say, "Oh, I've got to do this for the holidays. I've got to do that," but they're going through the motions. They're not really, and they're actually what they're doing is they're saying a lot of negative things. They're talking about how the holidays are bringing them down. It's so much work. Oh no, I have to deal with this family member, that family member. So those are the people that I consider like, oh my goodness, y'all are not living. You're not living. This is not how you can actually live. Like if you focus, you'll look at, well, what's the purpose of this holiday? If it's gratefulness, you don't need Thanksgiving to be grateful. You don't need that one day. If it's Christmas, for us, we have three daughters, and I'm not a big gift wrapper. I don't like, yeah, right, and don't even celebrate the holidays anyway, right, David Corey? I'm with you. I celebrate all year for any reason. So, don't give up I don't give up my energies to the holidays. I said, okay, instead of wrapping these gifts and buying these things, I look at, well, what do my children like? What does my family like? What does Corey like? Because, me and Corey have been together a long, 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 long time, right? So we said, okay, we have to focus on what's important, what's good for us. And during the holidays, we don't say, oh, goodness, it's Thanksgiving. We got to make the plan. We were grateful in July. We were grateful in January. We've been giving thanks all year. We're giving thanks today. you know, and I don't think so many people realize, like, look, you're dead. You're just saying these things, and you're even making the holidays and the celebrations that you're doing not a good experience for you. Refocus. You can do better. You can really and truly enjoy life on your own terms.
Absolutely. And Nikki really says it. No matter what is happening or happened to us, we are still here for a reason. We cannot give up. Good. We cannot give up. And also, David says we are not supposed to celebrate holidays anyways. Well, for me, and you've said it all, if you live a life of gratitude, you are grateful every day. You don't need one day to be celebrating and giving thanks. Imagine that out of 365 days, you give thanks one day. What is one day out of 365 days? Your life is completely in a hole. And that is why when you live a life of gratitude and celebrate yourself, you don't need any holiday to remind you that this is Thanksgiving time. And the earlier we understand that people are using all these holidays just to do their sales, it's a marketing strategy. Because during those periods, people buy a lot of things. There's a rush. People are like, okay, I have to buy gifts. So all of that is marketing. People are just using those periods to do their marketing. And so when you understand that life is an everyday celebration, those marketers who use those specific days to get you to buy things that you don't need because you have to conform with what society is doing at the expense of your purse, of your health, of so many things, of your energy. Please focus your energy where you want to grow.
So
And Ben
true.
says, I love Christmas because of the warm feeling you get in the cold weather. And you can't forget the music. There was nothing I loved more growing up than getting a tree under the northern lights. And Ben continues, nowadays, I bought a tree and it died in 2 days. Well, you are in Brazil, and for what I remember, is most of the trees are climate specific. There are some trees that you plant for certain climates. I know because I come from Africa where is a lot of heat. There are plants that grow in north of Africa that will not grow in the center part of Africa, or that will not grow in South Africa because of the climate differences. So, Ben, when you are picking a tree to plant, find Find trees that are adapted to Brazilian climate.
I'd like to add something as well to what Ben is saying about Christmas. Like, it's not that I don't, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, I love Christmas too. Like, I love any of the holidays, Christmas, Easter, whatever, St. Patrick's Day, whatever it is, just because it's a holiday, just because it's an excuse. However, I'm not waiting for that day, right? Like, we watch all the silly Christmas movies, we do all the fun stuff. But meanwhile, if I'm not celebrating in the traditional way, if I have a tree, I have a tree. If I have gifts, I have gifts. But it's not essential. And yeah, look, most don't really care. So true. We just move when people tell us to. And that's me. I'm a line crosser, a line stepper. So I say, where's my focus? And where's the line so I can cross it? So yes.
Absolutely. And that's why we are talking today about fix your focus. Where do you want to focus your energy? And we are saying that when you focus on yourself, you get back your power and you become unstoppable because focus is power. You focus on yourself, you focus on the things that are within your sphere of influence, within the things that are within your sphere of control. And that shuts out the noise from the world. And what do I call the noise from the world? What people would think, what people say, or what people tell us to do, or what the marketers want us to flow and go buy things and all of that, things that we do not need. When you focus on yourself, you know yourself and you know what gives you value, and you focus on the things that make you grow. So all of these things that society thinks that people should be rushing up and down on particular dates, they don't mean anything to you. You will do them because you like them and because they make you grow, and not because you want to fall in the season and to look like you are with everybody. David says everyone is almost forced to go along with holidays. If not, you are considered absolute. Absolutely, David. Let me not call the word absolutely. And that's why they say self awareness. When you focus on your growth, you know yourself, you know what your focus is, and you know the things that you need. And so that is why we say you get back your power. You are not controlled by all these things, by all the people, by all the trends, the trending, like they say, trending fashion. You are not influenced by that. Nikki says, celebrate in your own way or don't celebrate at all. We all have choices. Whatever it is, do it with a joyful heart. This is so important because what is there in celebrating when you don't have a joyful heart? Because celebration is when you express joy. So you're not going to celebrate. I know people who go out of their way to really even borrow money to buy the turkey for the Thanksgiving because they want people to see that they had turkey on Thanksgiving. At the
So,
end of the
mommy,
day, who is stressed?
so celebrate in your own way, right? Joyful heart. I live in the Virginia Beach area. We were at the beach a couple of weekends ago in the water. You're not supposed to be in the water in November, right?
It's cold.
And so it's one of those things where I was like, oh, this is like Thanksgiving. Digging in the sand. My daughters were not supposed to get wet. Somehow all of us were wet, you know. We are digging in the sand, finding sand crabs, uh, just laughing, having so much fun, right? When growing up, we couldn't swim. I have five sisters. None of us six, so it's six girls. None of us could swim. Our brothers could swim like fish because we couldn't get our hair wet. It's so much to
Okay.
manage our hair. So, so I said, okay, as a parent, look, I will find every time to celebrate life, right? Let me put those things aside, and oh goodness, not only did our bodies get wet, somehow two of my three daughters, their hair was wet as well. And but we're having a good time. We're celebrating. It was a holiday, 2 days of a holiday. Spontaneous holiday. I don't know what we're gonna call it. We probably won't call it anything because those are the things that help.
Celebration.
Say that again.
Celebration. 2 days of celebration.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like you're saying, it just really allowed us, at least me. They're just enjoying life. Because when you're young, you celebrate every moment, and nobody has to have these talks about uh, nobody has to have these talks when you're young about, oh, refocus, do what makes you happy, because you're just enjoying it. So this is where, yes, I just wanted to insert that yeah, we had our own holidays or celebrations. We didn't have to take out those decorations and grovel and figure it out, but we can do that every day of our life. We can also use our memories of those good times to help us to refocus. Uh-oh. So listen, I told you I love to drive. There's four policemen over there, but they're all on motorcycle and they're off their bikes so they can't catch me, even if I'm speeding, which I often drive kind of fast. So, but I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Driving
You are
safe
you
and
are you are
slowly.
a good driver, but you have to be careful.
Yes.
We can't talk enough about why we always have to remember our why. Why do we do the things that we do? When you think about your why, it gives you a focus on the important things that will build you, because you are not just doing things because you see people doing it. Why are you doing it? And that is how you find your focus, and that is how you put your energy on the things that are building you. So your why are you celebrating? And I'm glad Nikki brought that up. You have to, when you are celebrating, it's joy. And when you are celebrating with all the stress and all the pain, and where is the joy? And why are you celebrating anyways? So find your joy and make every day a celebration. Absolutely, like they say, every day you get up, it's a celebration because you have another 24 hours that God has given you. He has given you a new opportunity. Celebrate when your little wins, celebrate along the journey. Don't wait for those dates. Don't let those marketers influence and control you, because they disfocus you on the things that are building you. It's true. Like most of the time, they will tell me I talk about this celebration every day because I don't have children. If I had children, I would know that Christmas is important for children, or that you have to. I didn't say that you should not celebrate Christmas. I am saying when you are celebrating, add a joyful heart to it. Celebrate because you are happy, you want to celebrate, or you have had a milestone you want to celebrate, or you understand why you are celebrating. Don't just follow the crowd because this particular date is a day of celebration, then I will celebrate. Make your life a permanent celebration, and life will be unstoppable for you. David says, I thought the book said not to worship those days. I'm just David, you are a I love you so much, my dear cousin. Esther says, find your joy and make every day a celebration. Absolutely. Yours truly, when you look at life from that perspective, everything in life changes for you, and you are not living a stressed life or fitting in. You are really just living your life of purpose. You don't need to fit in some dates to be able to eat turkey because it's Thanksgiving and you have to have a turkey, even if the prices will be like 3 times or 5 times the normal price, because you have to It's good to be in the flow, but also with what heart am I being in the flow? Do I follow this flow with a joyful heart? Do I follow this flow with celebration, with gratitude? Am I going to grow? Because what one of the things that would help us is always ask questions when you're doing anything. It's always very important to ask yourself, what am I getting from this? How am I going to get a cost effective way of getting it? And so all of those things, when you ask questions, it directs you to the things that serve you, because you can easily weed those things that are noise and just focus on those that are going to serve you. And we are saying focus because there is a lot of distraction out there. There are lots of things that distract you, and that if you don't focus, you will miss out on your goals and your dreams. And then you finally, when you take stock, you will become like a bitter person, or you will just think that you have failed or you have missed out on your life. I have been challenged in so many ways, but you will never see me without my smile. That is my trademark. Ben says, every day is a celebration with my fiance next to me, one side, and a hat football club scarf. Yeah, you are in you are in Brazil. I know what football is in Brazil. Yeah, you were waiting for the World Cup. And I
Mommy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. I just wanted to tell Ben that yes, it's true. You can't be in Brazil and not be in football, because Brazil is football. So right on. And you have to make your you better make your wife happy by supporting the Brazilian team. Don't think you are in Brazil and you are going to be supporting the Scottish team. So I hope you are very wise. Oh my goodness. Growing my own, you are so welcome. I am happy you're here. And everyone, anybody that I miss in the chat, please, the conversation is so juicy that we are just laughing. And if I miss you, please, it's just charge it to my head and not to my heart. Like Tori will say, I love you all and I'm very grateful that you are here. So Ben's growing my own says, when the in-laws and grandkids come along, Christmas become more stressful because you want to please everyone. Then I just stopped and give them money to buy what they want, and stress ended. Protect, you have to, your job is to protect yourself. And I congratulate you, girl. You really choose the best thing. Remove the stress, and then you satisfy them where they are, and everybody wins. And you you are not. I just imagine a lot of people running around, and then you, and the thing is, most often people don't even appreciate the efforts that you make. They will complain about the food that you cooked or whatever. They will always complain about something. Meanwhile,
Yes.
you have really sacrificed your time, your energy, your resources, and some people can be very ungrateful. So I'm with you growing my own. You look for what works best for you and you protect yourself, because you are you are your own priority. So find ways to protect yourself. Oh my God, David, I totally agree with growing my own. Find ways to protect yourself. No, there will be holidays, but you do them in the way that you are not overwhelmed and that you are not stressed. That's what we are saying. Holidays are a good thing, but don't come out from holidays more stressed, more indebted, more things that don't serve you. When you come out from a celebration, you should be more energized and more ready to be more productive. So each time you celebrate, you have to have more and not less. That's what we are saying. And when you focus on the things that will make you grow, you will always come out from a celebration with more instead of less. So we are focusing on multiplying what we have. and growing.
Yes, that part.
Ben says, I have to support Scotland in private or else. Absolutely. That's why I say you have to be wise. And you have to be wise. Wisdom is a very, very important thing to practice. I don't really understand why I have to spend over 200 quid on a remote control that I only use once. Well, sometimes just decide not to watch TV and the remote control issue will be sorted out. But it's no, sometimes you need to watch TV, but watch things that will make you grow. And I really, I'm just laughing at Ben because when you go out of your country, you have to adapt to your new environment. It doesn't mean that you have to forget all the things that you used to do in your country, but you are adapting because you are living in a new society and you want an environment where you will not be stressed or overwhelmed or every time you will be regretting or you think why did I even come and whatever. You maximize the best way to maximize your new environment is to find adapt to your new ways, but ways that are focused on your growth. So
Yes.
find things that are focused that will help you to grow and focus on them and adapt your things. You can make your wife to know or your fiance to like the Scottish football team. But I'm telling you, in Brazil, you have to love the Brazilian football team if you want to
Yes.
be safe. And if you love football, they play good football, and so just go with the flow. If they win the World Cup, they're going to give you more holidays, so be ready to celebrate more and more. But what I like about Brazil and football is they celebrate. They are like Cameroonians, and that's why I always talk about them. They are like Cameroonians. In Cameroon, we football is like in Brazil, and we celebrate every time there's football.
Ah,
Yeah, so not like the American football. I mean, we
I know what you
football
mean,
like
like
the way we
soccer,
know
like
it.
but we call it soccer, yes, but
Okay,
football is the name,
soccer.
yes.
Where we call it football, you guys call it soccer. And so
Mhm.
when we talk about football in Cameroon, when there is a football match, even if it's not Cameroon that is playing, everybody is glued to their screens. And then when you go, even when children are growing up, every little place is where they can play their football. It's not like here where you have to go to the stadium or whatever. No,
Right.
football is played everywhere during
The
break.
freedom.
Yeah, during break in schools, you can see some children will go and play football. And the beauty of it is they don't even need a football ball. They fabricate their own ball from plantain ropes, from they can be so creative.
Yes.
But we football with us is like with Brazilians.
No, I've seen it where they created, like you said, from even using old plastic bags. Like here in the States, they're like, oh, we have all the plastic. I've seen where the children will take, oh, let's take all this plastic, form it into a ball. We can now play football. The game is
Absolutely.
on.
Absolutely. And Grandma always says the only thing I have to do is cook the Jamaican food, which is because you find what gives you pleasure because you are celebrating, and so you and if you are not living in Jamaica, I can tell you, if you're living out of your country, the day you cook your food, it's a very beautiful celebration because it's like you are not missing home or you are bringing home where you are, and so it's always very, very good. They know us Africans. They will say there's an African store where they will go and buy all the African things. It's really, you have to give yourself that pleasure. When I was in Africa, when I was in when I was working 9 to 5, at the end of the month, when we take our salaries, they paid us monthly. It's not like you people where they pay you twice a week. Sorry, after 2 weeks. So we had monthly salaries. And at the day, the payday, everybody says you have to feed the body that works the money, which means you have to buy something very special for yourself
Mhm.
before you take, you know how salary is, you just take it and then you remove it, rents, and dispatch all of it, and you are starting back from square one and waiting for the month to end again. But people always said, feed the body that works the money, which means on that day you have something special for yourself. That's how we used to celebrate. Ben says, back in Scotland, we used to play
Ooh,
football with a rock in the school playground. Help made my feet really strong when I went professional. Absolutely. That is one builds, and that's what builds children. That's why children sometimes are more resistant, because for us, like the children today, even back in Cameroon, they don't really have that kind of schooling that we did when we
mhm,
were in primary school. They call it primary school. I don't know what you call it here. We will walk to school, and that distance where you walk to school, you are playing, you are climbing mango trees or guava trees, and you are harvesting it's a whole. By the time you get to school, you have done so many different activities that you build your strength. And all of that, nowadays children, you finish taking your shower, preparing you, there's a car waiting for you to take you to school. They don't even know that we had to walk like a whole kilometer. I was really lucky that my school was not near from home, but there are children who had to walk more than 3-4 kilometers to get to school. And so
I'm with you. Mommy, we did the same thing. I walked about 1 mile, a little under 1 mile to school. Cold, rain. You walked. It was fine. And like you said, we got so much stronger in so many ways. You learned so many things that people didn't have to teach you. So then when you got to school, you learned more and it was easier to grasp the information because you had you had the focus first of all because you're tired from so you can sit down and now focus on the task. But mommy, I've reached my destination and I need to leave here for now. I'll stay in the chat, but of course, anyone, come up and talk about your focus as well. Share
thank
the
you
stage.
so much. It's always a great pleasure having you. My love to Corey and the kids. I love you, girl. Thank you so much, and take
Yes,
good care.
likewise. Thank you so much for having me. I love to you. I love my send my love to you, your family, and I love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Take care, you too. So we are welcoming Sister Winnie. You are welcome. Oh yes, Esther. Thank you so much. Middle school. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Winnie, for the thumbs up. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate everything you do. Take care, you too, and have a very beautiful Wednesday. Ben says walking to school is the way it should be, unless you live really far out. It's at first at during our days, it was like, even today in my village we don't have cars like people. Everybody has a car here. No, people go on foot most of the time, and so that's our own way of life. But sometimes the way society has changed, it's sometimes risky to leave your children to walk to school with all those people who are kidnapping children and all of that. So there are lots of risks that. But if so, even so, people back in the villages in Africa, they still walk to school. They still walk to school. This topic has been really, really interesting, because my main aim of every day making videos or coming to sit and do live streams is to remind you that the first responsibility that you have is to work on yourself. Self improvement is really capital for everything you do. Once you focus on building yourself first, every other thing that you want to do comes easily, because you have built yourself, you have built your resilience, you have built your skills, you have built your networks, You have built your communities. So you build the things that make you grow, and growth will become natural. Hi, Ben, Fat Ninja, you are so welcome. Still feeling like crap, but I'm here for support. Thank you so much. And I really pray that you get well soon and that you feel better, soon. Who do we have here?
Yeah,
Hi,
right.
Ben. You are so welcome. I am blessed to have you on the panel.
Cheers. Thanks very much. It's very good to be here.
Thank you so much. So, what's your take on the topic of today? Focus on yourself, get back your power, and become unstoppable. Where do you fix your focus?
Um, well, I just think you've got to like be alone for like quite a while. You've just sort of got to be alone with your thoughts for quite a while. Just block everything out in your life and just really think like, what do you like really want to do? Like where do you want to go and stuff like that. And like of course, like take like people that you care about, take their opinions in and like build on to that. But at the end of the day, you make like your own decision and stuff. There's
Absolutely.
a lot of factors in it. It's a lot to think about.
Absolutely. It's a daily thing, it's a whole journey. So, it's not a one day thing, but you are focused on. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Esther. I'm really grateful that you were here. And I will watch the premiere later. I will watch later when I finish this live stream. When we talk about fixing your focus, it's so important for me because most of the time we focus on things that do not serve us, or we focus on things that no longer serve us, and we focus on things that people think about us, and we disperse our energy instead of putting the focus on ourselves, our self improvements, our self care, and getting back our power. And that's why I brought the topic again, because it's something that people need to do it intentionally. You don't live your life to chance. You have to find a focus. And my coach will say, focus for him, he uses it as an acronym. Follow one commitment until successful. And I will add up, focus on building yourself and making yourself a solid foundation for everything that you want to become. So before you came, I was sharing at the beginning that my first thing that I learned in my personal development journey was that mindset is everything. That when you learn how your mind works, when you know how your mind works, you can control it. And once you can control your mind, you can control where you focus it.
Yeah,
Because they say focus is power.
pretty much. Yeah,
Yes, like I say,
yeah,
I always
it's
believe that if I'm not good in myself, I can't be good for everyone else. So I have to be the best of me. That is what we are talking about. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because for me, once I realized that I was not competing with anybody, the competition was for me to be a better person every new day than I was the day before. Once I understood the importance of that, it changed a whole lot of the way I was doing things. It changed my focus. If you were listening to Laquita, she said you can always refocus. And what does that mean? When you realize that the things you are doing no longer serve you, change them. Or the
yeah,
people that you are with, if they no longer serve you, leave them.
yeah. I mean, like, I reckon like if you are if you yourself feel that you're being the best person, best version of yourself that you can possibly be, then people will start to see that in you without you having to try, you know. So it's just all about like being natural, just being yourself, being a good person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Did you see the question? Laquita says we want to hear the one word that Ben uses to describe himself. What is your one word? Oh, okay. I thought you were here. Before you came in, we were, everybody was giving the one word that describes them and the one word that they live by. And I said mine was resilience. And Laquita's one word was resourcefulness. So, what is the one word that defines the way you do your things?
Uh, Freedom.
Freedom. That is really interesting. Freedom is a real good word to define yourself. And if you look at the way you do your things, you will exactly see that freedom governs the way you decide the things, the way you do your things, and probably that's why you didn't find any challenge to move from Scotland to Brazil. Freedom is a beautiful word. That's so interesting. I like the
Yeah.
word freedom. And so I just wanted to also ask you one other thing.
Yep.
When you go to a new environment, what are some of the things that helped you? How did you focus your energy?
For like going to like a completely new place.
Where did you
Uh,
start?
well, there's no like when you go to like a new place and like you'll know this because you will have like you said earlier that you've relocated quite a lot. Like no amount of like research or preparation can fully like like get you ready for like this whole new world. You know, um, I guess just meeting people. People helped a lot. You know, like people helped me like especially when I didn't know. I'm a lot better now, but when I first arrived, I didn't know a lot of Portuguese, and people helped me with that. People helped me like not go into like bad areas or like meet other bad people, and I made a lot of friends through that. And then eventually, I've met the lassie I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with, So that's you've just got to like when you move to a new place, you've just sort of got to open yourself up a bit, not too much where people will take advantage of you, but you've just got to like just relax and just show that, you're happy to be there. You moved for a reason, you know. You don't just wake up the next morning and go, oh, I want to move to Brazil. It was just something really through that. And honestly, it's probably one of the most challenging but greatest things you can ever do.
Absolutely. So it sounds so. I'm really thankful that you are sharing your journey with us and that you are saying it without editing anything. Thank you for being so transparent because it's going to help some person. Hi, my little Cece. You are welcome. And they always also say that when you want to focus on yourself, sometimes spending a lot of time alone helps you to know yourself. Now you have a fiance, you really like living with your fiance. Do you ever take time to be alone and to know yourself?
Uh, yeah. I mean, it's always good to do that, but like at the end of the day, I've sort of become a lot more like open about it, you know. But back in the day, like back home and that, I would have been alone a lot more, You know, I had all my friends and all that, but there was never really someone that I could fully talk to. I mean, the closest person I could probably talk to about it would have been like my brother. But I think, yeah, I mean, I do get some alone time nowadays and that, but I don't really want to be alone at the moment because I'm still young and that, and I still want to go out and spend time with folks. So that's sort of how I'm looking at it.
Absolutely, that's very interesting. I I don't want to do an interrogation. I just want to hear your take on what how important it is to take your time, to take some alone time, because sometimes it's people don't really know the importance. When it doesn't mean that if you are if you have a spouse or in a family, alone time doesn't mean that you are shutting out people. Alone time is just really such a time that you want to connect with yourself, to reconnect with yourself, to know yourself better, to look at the results that you're getting, and to see if you're still following your dreams and if you're still going on the right direction. So, Fat Ninja, I thank you for coming, and please do take care of yourself. Like Laquita says, have some rest and really rest because it is so important. Plenty of tea and water to help you, especially warm water. So, thank you for coming. So, when we are talking about these things, it's not because people will think that no, I have a spouse, I can't have alone time. Alone time is time that will help you to even make your relationship better, because sometimes you sit back and you look at the things that you do with your spouse or the way you behaved in a certain thing, and you ask yourself, did I do the right thing? Could I have done better? How can I build better from all the experiences that I have? So alone time is really like really important to even build your relationship, because that is the time that you really look at yourself in the mirror and see who you are and how you can improve to be a better person. Somebody said in the chat that when you improve yourself, you can easily or you can be better with people because you have improved yourself. So being on your taking alone time is really an important part of the journey. It is not selfish, it is self-care, and you have to build yourself strong to be able to help the person that is with you. And like I always say, even if you have a spouse, life from the beginning or always is you, is individual. In my village, they will tell you that even when you are married, at night you sleep on the same bed, but everybody sleeps on their own corner of the bed. So it's you, and that's why focusing on you is so important. And you're focusing on you because you want to build yourself, and you are building yourself because you want to be a better person and help the people or interact in a better way. And like you said something about you being recognizing your own self-worth, because when you recognize how worthy you are, you don't need to prove to people, or you don't need to do things to show people that you are worthy, because you believe in yourself and you know your worth. So what's your take on that? People who don't know their worth and who think that they just have to follow the opinions of others and follow the trend.
Um, well, I think it's a bit sad because everyone in the world brings something to the table. You know, everyone's got their worth in something. And there are some people out there that go through their whole lives, never realizing it. Um, so yeah, it is a good thing to just like sit back and just think or like try new things and stuff like that. Because if you let people make decisions for you all your life, you'll never know like whether you're happy or not. You've just got to You've just got to put your opinions out for you, and that'll fully decide whether you've got the control, you've got the power or not, or you're just gonna let people just walk all over you all your life.
Absolutely. And it's so beautiful what you're saying. I just want to just point out a little thing. When they say you focus on yourself and get back your power, we are not talking about power to control people or power to like be brutal or violent. We are saying power in the sense of the ability to do things for yourself. Power means here is just getting back your self-confidence or building back your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your self-worth. Because when you look at yourself from the perspective of a worthy person and really recognizing that you are worthy, that you bring value, it influences the way you behave with people, because you behave like you say in a win-win situation. And so it's not power for you to really to go and use it, abuse people. It's power for you to grow and power for you to use it to help and be a better spouse, a better colleague, a better co-worker. And all of those things that we talk about power is just getting you to optimize your potentials, to optimize the gifts that you have. And when they even talk about getting back your power, it's a big part of self awareness, because you know yourself, which makes it easier for you to know how to deal with people. Because when you know yourself, it's easy for you to know your environment and how to function in your environment, because every focus is on how you want to grow. Hi, it's me, Laurie. You're welcome. Thank you for the thumbs up and thank you for joining the conversation. Today's topic, we were talking about how to focus on yourself, get back your power, and become unstoppable. And we had everybody was sharing their one word. And for Ben, his one word is freedom. What is the one word that really defines who you are and the way you do things? And even if you don't, if you share it with us, we are grateful. But if you don't want to share it, you can think about it. Take time to ask yourself, what is the one word that defines me? And then you will find out that everything that you do revolves about that one word. My one word is resilience. Ben's one word is freedom. A lot of people gave their own one word. What is your one word, Laurie, that defines you and that defines the way you do things? It's always necessary for you to know that one word, because it helps you to build on it and to yes, you're back. You're very welcome. So, what's your one word, Laurie, if you don't mind sharing? What's your one word that defines you and that makes you what you the way you behave and the way you do your things? How can they describe you in one word? Mine is resilience. I have fallen many times and I have gotten up. I fall down 10 times, 10 times, I get up 11 times. I like they say, even if you have failed 1,000 times or 999 times, hit that reset button and give yourself 1,000 more second chances. And so today's topic, we were really reminding, it's a reminder of people to fix their focus, because where you focus is where your energy goes, and where your energy goes is where you have the success. So if you focus on the wrong things, you will have the wrong results. And what we are looking for is to grow and to become better than who we are every new day. And that is why we are insisting on fixing your focus on the things that serve you. Fix your focus on the things that will make your dreams come true. High Mountain of Inspiration, you are so welcome. We are almost getting to the end. It was a very interesting topic about fixing your focus, how to focus on yourself, get back your power, and become unstoppable. And we were sharing our one word. What is your one word mountain of inspiration? What is the one word that you live by that defines the way you do your things? My one word is resilience, because I realized that without even knowing that it was resilience, I realized that every time I was challenged, I flexed my muscles and I found answers. So the more I am challenged, the better I become. And Ben's one word is freedom. People gave their one words. I don't know if you want. Do you want to share your one word with us? Mountain of inspiration. What is that one word that really defines you? And fixing your focus is just to direct your energy to the things that serve you and that help you to grow. And we are saying that when you discover the important role of mindset, when you learn how the mind works, and when you know how the mind works, you can control it and help it to focus on the things that you want to achieve. Wow. Mountain of inspiration. His one word is infinite. Wow, that is really, I'm so really like amazed at how people's one words really, when you see the way they do their things, when they give you their one word, you say it concurs. This is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So, Ben, do you have anything else to share? Oh, Lori's one word is ambitious. Yes, you go, Lori, because every time we want to be better than our previous versions, we want to optimize the gifts that we have, and we cannot optimize these gifts if we are not ambitious. Ambition here, like ambitious here, I don't think she means ambitious like just wanting to. She is ambitious in focusing on achieving her goals, and she is willing to put in the work and to put in everything that it takes for her to achieve her goals. So ambition, she's an ambitious person. Right on, you on the good food, and I am really grateful that you shared your one word with us. So Ben, what do you have anything else to add?
I mean, I think those have all been really good words. Like, um, I think if everyone was to put all them together, it would make one pretty successful person. you know, are these things, like it all comes down like with freedom, ambitious, if that it all comes down and resilience, it all comes down to one person, and that's you. You know, so and they're all possible. They all take a long time to work. They all take a lot of struggle, a lot of challenges. But if you went through life, you know, easily, then you wouldn't feel the same amount of pride and achievement. So yeah, pretty much at the end, final sentence for me is just don't give up. Keep on going and just always be happy in life.
Absolutely. Mountain of Inspiration says one word, infinite. I believe that we were born and created to be women and men of infinite potential. Nothing can stop us as long as we know what we want and keep showing up, that sky's the limit. I will tell you that the sky is not the limit. The sky is the springboard. Like someone said, don't limit yourself to the sky when there is a whole galaxy out there. So for me, the sky is not even the limit. The sky is the springboard. And that's how how open we are to improvement. There is always room for improvement, and you can always become a better person. And really, I learned that the sky is not the limit, but that the sky is the springboard. Because when you put your mind to it, like you say, you become unstoppable, and you see further, you see opportunities because your mind is wired to see opportunities. And that's why you they say it's intentional, it's focused. Like my coach will say, focus is his acronym for follow one commitment until successful, which means stay away from overwhelm, multitasking. If you have multiple tasks, start with the most important ones and follow one after another. And like they say, always be content and trust where you are at your journey. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to everyone in the chat, those who are going to watch the replay, and those who came to the panel. Ben, I'm so grateful, and I wish you really all the best. I know that Brazil is a beautiful country because I have a lot of colleagues who are from Brazil. I have worked with people from Brazil, but I don't speak Portuguese. We were working in English because the NGO where we were working for, they have the head office in London, the offices in different countries. So, but we with the working language is English. So I know that Brazil is a good country. There are many good people there. And when you go to a new country, focus on the beautiful things there that will help you grow, and you will really enjoy your stay there. So thank you very much for coming to the panel. I really
Thank
want to thank everybody. I want to come back to the focus of for to the meaning of fixing your focus, because for me that is the foundation for everything you want to do. When you fix your focus, you gain clarity. And I shared from the beginning that the first thing I learned on my personal development journey was mindset is everything. Learn how the mind works. And when you know how the mind works, you can control it. And once you can control it, you can always direct and focus your mind to the things that you want. And you are focusing your mind to the things that will make you to grow. And the second thing is self-knowledge. When you know yourself, like they say, that is the beginning of wisdom. When you know yourself, you will not be left to be blown away by what people think, what people are saying, or you follow societal trends, because you know yourself and you have your focus. And that is why self-awareness is so important. And the third thing, take responsibility. If it has to be, it is up to you. You are the only one who can make it work for you or work for the people who are around you. So focusing on yourself is the foundation, and we want to build our lives on solid foundation. We don't want to build on sinking sand or on shaky things. We want to build our lives on solid foundation. And so we go with the knowledge that focus is power. When you focus, you have taken your power to direct it on the things that will serve you. Blind guy said, I had a phone call coming, but I have enjoyed. Absolutely. Ben is so Ben is so enjoying Brazil and sharing with us. And it's so really interesting to see how the internet has brought us, like, the global village thing is not a joke, and we can share with people from different countries, different continents, and what do we realize? We are all one. And what do we also realize? Our focus is on growing. So I want to thank everybody who was in the chat. I'm sorry if I missed your names. I acknowledge all of you. I acknowledge all your contribution. I acknowledge all your participation. I thank you for always coming and making these live streams very interactive, very dynamic, very educative, very informative. I will tell you that I really enjoyed everybody's one word. It's so enlightening because from your one word, you know the people with whom you interact every day. And I am in the business of collecting good people. And so you are all good people. Let's continue to focus on ourselves and let's optimize our potentials and really become unstoppable. Thank you so much. Ben, you have a lovely, is it night there or is morning? What time is it there?
Let me just check my phone. Where's my phone? No, it's about 2 in the afternoon there, which is a bit weird because back in Scotland, everyone will be going to bed now. So
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of creation. That's the beauty of it. Also, send me well to your beautiful fiance. I know that Brazilians are very beautiful, and that's what swept you away.
oh yeah, trust me. Trust me.
Ah, absolutely, Laurie. Focus on yourself also promotes self-esteem and self-confidence. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for all of those who are watching the replay. It's a really, really honor for me to always stay here and share my thoughts and share my journey with you. Remember, you are not a failure just because you failed at one thing. You can always refocus and you can always reinvent yourself. The important thing, learn the lessons from the challenges and use them to build better. Thank you, Resilience Champions. I will see you in the next live.
Thank you.